turn my microphone on because apparently I'm clever like that. Let's closer to me. About now. Third time lucky. Okay. Hi Evie, hi Joe, hi Sammy. Hopefully you can hear me now. Good start to a live, huh? Still can't. Let me work out the delay because I know that there's... Now you can. Okay, I know there's quite a big delay. There's something like 30 seconds delay, if not more, between what you hear. Okay. First of all, I want to give you my deepest apologies. I am not feeling my best at all today. And my back is really giving me jip, so I don't envisage that I'm going to be any longer than about an hour and a half today, so I want to keep it simple. So I have pulled it out because we haven't done watercolour for ages, and I want to do something really expressive today. 2 guesses. You get 2 guesses, no prizes, as to what you think made this, what you think made that, and this one here. It's an animal, bear in mind. So I've grabbed these colours and I've gone for the black, but I've gone for the onyx, the glittery one, and the plain, because I don't know what I'm going to do yet, or whether I'm going to use them. I've gone for the amethyst and fig, and I'll tell you what I'm doing in a minute. And I've gone for the moonstone and teacup. I've just realised I need those. So let's take that down. Oh, I tell you what, I just swear everyone's feeling it at the minute. Anyone who's feeling it right now, I just honestly send you my best wishes because it sucks. I have a ridiculously short deadline. And I had to quit today because I couldn't sit in my office chair any longer. Slimier than a hamster or a cat. Just to wig you all out a little bit. Okay, so to give you a clue, my little round disc here, I'm going to put in the back, and it's going to be coloured in the moonstone and teacup. I've been inspired by a picture that I have seen. I don't think that's going to be too big. I'm hoping that's going to be okay. And everything I do is going to be drawn with a watercolour pencil. So it means then when I come to do all the paint and things like that, it's going to just wash away really, really easily. Close, Sammy. No shell. Damn things. So annoying. I think I'm going to, I don't know what way to put it. That way? That way, I think. So forgive me. But, yeah. I wanted to do the live because I've been doing something quite intensive. And if you watch my TikToks, you know what I've been doing. Or if you follow me on Instagram. But I finished Orlando's portrait off. And I'm over the moon with it. I'm ecstatic with how it came out. So because it's been an intensive, this took 11 hours and 20 minutes altogether. So because this was quite an intensive drawing, I wanted to do something really quite freeing tonight. That's why, Emily, I've only just started. You just have to ignore me being completely and utterly rude. But if I can't be rude in front of my family, then who can I be rude in front of? Yeah, they found somewhere in the office to get in. And if you're not careful, they eat paper, which I found out. I don't know. But since I have a feeling I know, but since I've moved my desk round, I've taped up round one of the sockets because they can get in really small places, can't they? And I've put extra tape round one of the sockets. And since then, I haven't had a problem. So, fingers crossed. So the plan today is I've got just a basic reference in front of me of a not a watercolour animal, an animal that I'm going to turn into a watercolour. So this is going to be the moon that's going to be sat behind him, and we're going to do, those of you who've followed me for a while, I don't know if you remember my double exposure stag that I did. I'm now going to do an owl version of that. So if you want to have a go, just doesn't matter what animal you use, it's really just to give you the tricks on how to do it, I guess. So I've put the moon shape in. I want it fairly big, and I want my owl head to be fairly big as well. And I want something with a bit more, I love barn owls, but I think they're a little bit too soft for the type of thing I want. So I'm going to go for a long-eared owl. I'm just going to draw the basic shape in. As I say, you can do this, but you can do it with any animal you want, really. So let's draw the centre of his head, which is roughly there. And I'm trying to do it quite lightly because watercolour pencil doesn't always come out very easily. And I'm not looking for perfection either. Let me turn that completely on silent. There we go. I'm just looking for something that's going to give me the basics. So do you guys know what I mean? Yeah, know what I mean when I say double exposure. Can't think if my stud's in here actually. Let's have a look. Just in case you haven't seen it and you've got no clue what I'm on about. I'm not sure it's in this one. Yeah, it is. Like that. But we're going to go really loose this time. We're going to go a bit wilder with the design. So it's going to be more silhouetted than this one, but it's going to be similar. Got a weird, strange thing happening with his ear over here. Ear over here. I'm hoping this is going to come out okay because it's just been, yeah. You know when you've just been super intensively creative and then suddenly you've just sort of used all your juices up. And your body's like, nope, had enough now. So I've just got a basic reference of an eagle owl, long-eared owl, sorry. Wasn't the Winnie the Pooh owl? I can't remember his name. Wasn't he a long-eared owl? Little buggers indeed, they really were. Oh look, I'm doing a live feed. It's time for an itchy nose. Do hope this works out as it is in my head. Can but try, right? I think I might need to. So how have we all been anyway? I know I chat to some of you when we were in the group, but how have you all been? Oh, gotta love a bit of embroidery. I haven't got the patience to keep putting the needle backwards and forwards. I always have great respect for those that embroider. We're going to have to just go with the flow with this one. Oh yeah. Yeah, I did a little bit when I was a kid, but like the in thing at Christmas, I don't know if you ever remember were the embroidery kits or the sew your own teddy or something like that. I was always getting them. Nice, sounds nice, Emily. Too loud and crazy. Annoyed and skin. Oh, bless you, Erica. I'm totally empathising with you there. We're going to find out tomorrow if we've got a car bill of over £800, because if we do, we're going to have to find a new car. And the oven stopped working, so yeah, I totally feel you. Oh, bless you, Joanne. My condolences. Oh, it's just so tough for everybody right now. Right, well then let's make this as chilled as we possibly can and just as relaxed as we possibly can. So by the end of it, everyone is just feeling relieved. There is going to be a bit of hairdryer noise going on. I will warn you if you want to mute your, whatever it is you're watching on. But I'm going to start with the moon and then I'm probably going to dry it. So all I'm going to do, in fact, I don't want the colours to be super intensive. So these are the aqua tint pots that are from Spectrum Noir, but I tend to put them in these little pots because I'm really clumsy. And if I don't, I end up dropping them everywhere. So let's remember that. Oh, go away, Bixby. So I've got Moonstone if you're watching this later on, or if you've got the Spectrum colours, or you can do your own, doesn't matter.
I didn't understand that.
How does I've got your own, it doesn't matter, sounds like Bixby? Anybody else has these problems and know a way to solve it, please let me know. Right, I'm going to wet the paper first. I'm not going to bother getting rid of the lines, I'm just going to go with the flow. So I'm going to wet the paper first, but I'm going to keep it within that circle and on the edge of the owl. I'm going to not worry about having every bit of the paper completely wet. But I just want to make sure that the majority of it has some water, and then I can come straight over. That is afternoon tea. So I'm going to start with the lightest colour first, which in my case is Moonstone. Then on top of that, I'm going to grab a little bit of teacup. Just let it do its thing. It's quite bright, isn't it? Let me actually turn this light down. No, wrong one. That might help. Oh yeah, ours came through today, so yeah, I won't give away too much. So while my brush is wet, I'm going to clean it off. I'm just going to get another brush. It's not oversaturated, and I'm just going to tap clean water over the top. And hopefully that will give it that moon texture. Don't know how well you're going to see that because it reflects quite a lot. I saw a TikTok come up the other day, and this guy had obviously done silk embroidery, and oh my god, it was mind-blowingly good. And it was quite a big portrait because he'd already rolled the bottom half up, but he was doing two Chinese ladies. Oh, they were just perfection. You wouldn't have thought they were embroidery if you had not seen him do it. It was incredible. Right, I'm going to get the hairdryer out. Or am I? Because that's quite deep with water. I could probably do it from a distance. So the hairdryer is going on. I'll unplug the microphone so you don't have to. Hopefully you can see a bit more of the moony texture happening, but I'm going to do that layering again. I'm just going to sweep over what we've done gently because I don't want to move about too much what's there. And then I'm going to go in again with my Moonstone, which is the lighter of the colours. I want to smooth the edge, so I am going to paint in the edge. I want to get rid of that pencil line that's there as well, so I'm just going to try and blend that out a bit. I don't know why I picked purple pencil, not that it matters, but want it pretty tight behind the head. Okay, so we're going to go in and then grab the darker one, which again in my case was Teacup. Going to do a few layered dark bits just to give it the impact it needs. And then I need to stop it from pooling. I can't say that word at all. Grab, excuse all the plasters over my hands, by the way. I'm going to have a pretty piece of paper on the back here. Look at that. That's looking so cool. I'm now going to go in and with the dark again. Actually, no, I'm going to go in with the lighter one. And because the paper's still damp, it's not completely dry, it's still going to have a bit of spread, which is what we want. But we still want to keep some areas quite light. So I'm probably going to pick this side to be the darker side. Really going to go in with the Teacup. What you doing, Dee Dee? Dee Dee's come to say hello to you all. I'm just going to let it spread slightly and then I'm going to dry it again with a hairdryer. Okay. So most of you know about my anxiety, and this is the only thing that stops me from attacking my fingers, but I've attacked them so badly that I've had to put cream on them and plasters to stop me catching them because they're so sore where I've dug into them. Yeah, they're really, really sore. So this one's healed already, but you can see the red bit in there and that bit there, and yeah, just it's what I do and I can't seem to stop, unfortunately. I'm gonna unplug the microphone again. Right, clean water again. I'm going to use a bigger brush to begin with. going to leave it there for a few seconds, maybe 20 seconds, 30 seconds. While that's doing its thing, I'm going to grab a little bit more and darken again the edge on this side. There we go. I think I'm going to gently just wipe over the very edges here with a damp brush. It's not saturated, but it is damp, just to soften some of these sharper edges here. Because it being the moon, I don't want it to be really harsh. I just want it to have some of that texture. And so I've chosen like purples and blacks for the owl, which you'll see, in fact, while this is doing its thing, can you see far enough down? I'm going to attempt, to draw some tree outlines, but with the Molotow, which is the masking fluid. I've never tried doing it this way before, so it's going to be quite interesting, I think. So yeah, let's I don't know what I'm doing, so we'll just see how it goes, shall we? It's a first. Hopefully you can see them okay. I'm just doing, I guess they're basic pine trees, don't really know. Yeah, so talking about ovens and cars and stuff like that, our electrics kept being tripped. One day it was the sockets, next day it was the lights, and we couldn't work out what it was. And then we were making some bacon for the girls, and the grill just refused to get hot. The lights disappeared and fallen down. Most of the buttons have disappeared. You know, the icons that tell you what's what on the buttons, they've disappeared. So the only bit really that's working on it is two hobs, because the other one's broken as well, and the main oven, thankfully. But yeah, it doesn't make it easy. So between that and this damn car, it's and right before Christmas. It's just what you need. I'm sure you get to eat a bit of jelly while you're in there, Joe. I think that's enough trees. I think so, and then I think everything else I'm going to do by eye, if that makes sense. But the main portion of the head is going to be not accurate, but it's not going to really have silhouette other than maybe a skyline. So we're going to paint a bit more direct on him. So as I say, the colour I've got is, I don't know whether I want to use glitter. I might add some in the end if I do. I'm going to use Onyx Black. tiny bit of that because it just goes so far. Fig and amethyst. So you know, you need so little. Can you see how much or how little I am in putting that in there? Right, now while the masking fluid's finished, I'm going to get a smaller brush. I'm going to wet that, clean water. Let that sit completely. I don't know where all my medium brushes have gone. There. Okay. Do I want to wet the head? I think I will. I need to be careful because if the paper's still wet where the moon is, I don't want it to bleed in too far. Fig first, I think. But I've got to zoom you in for this because this is just satisfaction, okay? Love the way it shoots out like that. Hoping the camera picks up the intensity of the colour because this is so vibrant, these colours. My camera's having a focus issue. Right, let's pick some of that water up, hopefully. I'm going to wait for that to fully dry, I think, before I do the next batch. Right, a little bit of amethyst here and there, just to change up the colour a little bit. Texture on his feathers. Zoom you out again so you can see. Why is it you can never get one side to look like the other side? Colour the outer edge with the amethyst. I think I'm going to do his eye. The blue to match the moon. I'm not going to go too close to the edge. I'll end up spreading it out a little bit later. Might be able to just tweak in love the way that that colour's come out. So while I've got a clean brush, I'm going to tap some water on there. I'm not going to let it sit as long. That's it, just enough to add a bit of texture. And then I'm going to use what colour is here and blend out into the face. So it's just like a light colour. There we go. Then a bit of black for his beak, I think. Or should I keep it white? No, actually. I'll go for a little bit of that light blue. When that's dry, I'll feed some of the purple down as like feathers over it. I'm not worried about it bleeding. Okay, so let's go amethyst, fig, then blue. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. And then I'm going to attempt to do some sort of, not sunset, but like moons, I don't know. Whatever I'm trying to describe. So amethyst first because it's the darkest. Fig. So I'm basically doing the base layer at the moment. It's not going to stay solid. are going to do a little bit of tippy tapping. I actually really like the way that's almost created some belly feathers. How dry that top bit is. Hopefully enough just to get a bit out. Thank you, Georgina. There we go. I'm going to sneak in a bit of blue just to help separate that area a bit more. Throwing paintbrushes around, not a good idea. Make his beak a little more 3D. So this is the black. Strong actually. Let's take that out a bit. There we go. I really must paint on the left side first. Don't do myself any favours. Adjust that angle, it will come out a bit wrong. Oh, splendid. Not working. That'll do. Just a little bit of detail up in these areas, just to give them a bit of mood. I'm just going to use any excess. In fact, while we're here, let's get some of that blue. Okay, so wing colour. Might worry about that last. I need a flat brush for this, I think. A fairly wide one. Feels like it's been forever since I've done something like this. Hey Copy, you alright? I need to wait for that to dry before I can add any more in the way of texture. Thank you, Emily. I think once we get some highlights in on him, he's gonna start looking a bit better. Not quite what I had in my head, but it's not the worst thing either, and to be quite honest, I'm just happy with anything I produce tonight. Just finished work. Is there anything you can't do? I can't do the splits. I can't do handstands. I'm not particularly great at woodworking. Oh, he always needs more spots. Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. They will be added. It's going to soften that little bit around his chin. It's enough to define it, but it's like there's a break in the sky, and I really like that. So I'm just going to soften that a bit. Oh, did you? Methinks I'm a little bit obsessed with owls. Just, I don't want to take, if I do, I'm going to have to be very careful how I do it. Get a clean bit each time. Okay, right, I'm going to let that dry a bit. Let's go with a semi-medium brush. Need some blue in there from the wing. That's what I just love about these colours, they're just so vivid. Right, clean water, and that should be, I'm not going to leave that sit too long at all, just enough to get, then when it's fully dry, no, he's playing his game next door. He keeps being booted out of Warcraft, so he's doing some sort of scan on it. There's a patch coming out and they're doing loads of pre-patch work, so it's not, doesn't always work properly at pre-patches, which is really annoying. Plus it's one of the only times that people start coming back, and then it gets really overcrowded, and then you end up having to literally wait to be able to log in. So I'm going to do mountains number 2. I probably won't do any more than 2 actually, or do I need to do 3? Depends what my brain says. My brain says odd numbers as always. No, he's yeah, luckily he's got 3 days off, because where he does his 10-hour shifts, he gets 3 days off in the week instead of 2. But because we've had no car, and the potential is we are going to have no car, so God only knows what's going to happen. We'll find out tomorrow. But if we need to buy a new car, we're absolutely screwed, because I have absolutely no idea where the money's going to come from. I even did a post on TikTok earlier to offer the avatars for like 2 and 6 quid, but I just felt so crappy asking people to buy something. I took it down. So yeah. But I want to do some little trees. I'm going to get my... do I want... no. I need a mini... I don't think I need a mini fan brush. I think one of them will do. Okay, steady hand. I'm not going to do trees on all of them, but I'm really actually a little bit annoyed that not annoyed at them, annoyed at myself, that the grant that we got for Amelie didn't come through, because I can actually apply to get a new oven. And had it all happened at the time, I could have, hi Helen, I could have actually used that money instead and then applied to get a new oven, but hey ho, nothing I can do now. How are you, Helen? Just blend those out a little bit. Where there's added texture in here already, it does actually look like there's loads of little mini bushes and things on there. Hi Oliver, I really wish I could, but people just don't want to pay. I say that there is one guy who wants a commission, but I quoted him for one person, and I stupidly didn't check beforehand if it's for one person, and now I know it's not. But I mean, there's no way he's going to get it in time for Christmas because it's in the States, and I know just the postage won't even happen. So I suppose I need a different way to sell it. I need a different angle to sell it. I just really wasn't confident, and I sounded stupid, if I'm honest. But I mean, I was only charging £2 for an avatar, or £6 for a more extensive avatar, because I'm always being asked to draw them. So I thought, well, maybe I could put the call out and see if I could just raise some funds for the car and the oven. But I don't know. I hate chasing or even asking for money. I hate it. I'm quite happy with that. I think I might do one more row of mountings, but I might go in the other direction. Oh wow, my god, where are you going from and to? Right, smaller angle brush, no, flat brush, not angle. And I need to wait for that to dry a little bit. So while that is... See, that is what I wanted to happen on the moon, so I might do that now, because that should be... Oh, bless you, Oliver. There is a link in my TikTok bio that takes you direct to the shop where it is, because I haven't made the shop public because I only have a limited amount of spots or areas or whatever the word is I'm trying to look for. Because obviously I can only do so many, and I don't want people complaining because they're taking forever. Look how yummy that is. I will post it again, I think, but I need a different way of... If anybody's got any ideas of how I can word it, or even if I need to speak. There we go, that's better. Okay, that is nowhere near... I'm just going to unplug the microphone so I can use the hairdryer. moved 2 years ago from UK to Zambia, but have been back in living with my mother-in-law. Oh, okay. Yeah, not easy. Moving's not easy at the best of times, let alone in the middle of this lot. Okay, so that didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to for some reason. I think my masking fluid was too thin. I suppose it's not the worst, but it's not great either, actually, which is really annoying. Okay, so that was failed. Okay, so my masking fluid definitely was too thin. I know next time that I need... There's quite a nice bit of ghosting there, but nowhere near what I wanted it to be. Bob is very late today, isn't he? Let's do some jazzing up with the pen and see how I feel about stuff in a minute. I think... Still don't think he's quite textured enough for my liking. I have to make sure I wipe this desk down tomorrow. There's splats everywhere. Yeah, it is really, really, really hard. And like, I've had 2 people ask about my paintings, but no biters. And they're not, in my opinion, very expensive. I don't know if you guys remember the leopard that I did and the tiger acrylic paintings that I did. And like the tiger acrylic painting, I've actually reduced down to 150 quid. The shop isn't doing too bad, but we're talking a few pound here and there, and oh god, it sounds like I'm being really ungrateful, and I'm totally not. I really am not. You guys know how much I'm grateful for anything I get with you guys. But my god, why does it have to happen now? So frustrating. I mean, we're lucky that he's got tomorrow off. Fingers crossed it's not going to be what we think it is, and it won't be anywhere near. But if it is what the guy thinks it is, we're just going to have to scrap the car and buy a new one, because it's going to cost more than the car is worth. Thank you, Copy. I had fun making that, actually. Get a bit of blue in there. Let's use that one. It's getting a decent picture of them. And do you know what? I just got... I need somebody who can list them for me. Like, for example, at the minute, this is sounding like a right pity party, and I'm totally not. I promise you. It's just that I'm actually going to talk to some adults now. But I've got the deadline for the 25th, which is tight. And I've had to wait for emails to go back and forth. So the deadline for the 25th. There's some stuff going on in the background, which I explained in the vlog, and I still can't talk about because I can't. There is the keeping up with the shop and things like that. There was something else as well. I can't remember what it is, but it'll come back to me. And then I'm like, when the hell am I actually going to... I've got so many images ready to go up in the shop. All I need to do is put them up, description, and sale price them. And then they're there, ready to sell, all the originals. But I'm so bad because my time just disappears. Oh, honestly, it's the only time I get. I can do prints of them, I guess. I think I've got some decent shots because obviously the size I can't scan them, so I had to take them on the DSLR. So I don't entirely know how well they will come up as prints. I need to check. There's so much I'm behind on. It's just so frustrating. And I threw myself into that Orlando portrait because quite honestly I was just trying to escape. And I needed to distract myself because I'm literally pulling myself apart. You're right. I couldn't see from here whether it's done it or not.
No,
Was it still doing it?
no,
Alright?
don't know. I'll have a look tomorrow.
You're not worrying?
No,
Overwatching? Right.
it's dying.
Well, that's your thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's annoying.
Losing at the matches. I could probably make this easier and use the acrylic ink, but I don't like how translucent the acrylic ink sits. We finally got the GP's referred Madison for ADHD assessment, so that's one thing that is in the pipeline. So at least that's something. Don't know whether that's going to work. Oh, I might not. Georgina says hi. You probably can't hear me because of the kettle, actually. No, I don't like that. I think instead, what can I do instead? I don't know what to do. I'm having a moment. Yeah, not too bad. I only had a bit of tummy ache once this week, but Posca pens. Ha ha ha. But yeah, Maddie's doing really well at school, bless her. She's so addicted to her devices though, even at lunchtime, it's the first thing she goes on. Really? Ah! Really? How I feel about you, Mr. Posca Pen? Oh, I don't get so hot bothered. What's that? I have literally lost the plot in like a matter of seconds. I have no idea what I'm doing now. What did I do with my gouache? Could you pass me my gouache, please? It's under there.
This thing?
No, it's the jelly pots. It's in a tealy. Yeah, thanks. My jelly gouache. Well, we haven't even got to the assessment stage yet, so I've got no idea what's going to happen to that in that sense. But she has early help that go in and visit. She's also been given a mask exemption card, which is good. Because of her skin condition, she can't wear the mask for very long, so I just think the pain in my back is getting... I sound like a right moany mini today. The pain in my back is actually really starting to get to me, so I don't think I'm going to be able to do much longer, if I'm honest. I don't want to... No, what do I want to do? I don't know what I want to do, guys. So it turns out you can mix this with gouache, which is lovely. I just wanted to do... I think I was just expecting this masterpiece and it's totally not going to happen. But you know me, I don't mind failing in front of you guys because it just shows we all do it. That's a bit better. My desk looks like absolute chaos right now. It's wonderful. Art chaos. Okay, while I'm here, I might I could do the stars with the gouache, actually. It's such a stupid name. Who thought of this name? Oh yes, look at that. Don't know, I think it's going to dry, it dries more opaque. Thank you, Georgina. I hope so too, because there is genuinely something there, but I fear that we're going to, you know, it took us such a long time with Amelie, and it's so hard in girls, isn't it? So I hope that we're not going to be dismissed. Do a bit more white there, I think. Bless you, Helen. Honestly, just... See, I get really cross with myself because I see like something that might end up similar to what I do and I think, oh my god, that's amazing. Why can't I ever do anything like that? And then when I go and create something similar, I'm like, oh my god, that's really not what I wanted at all. And I get really cross because I actually do think I'm a bit harsh on myself sometimes for no reason. Got a little bit of white left on the lid from the last. Really bad. I haven't used this since I got it. Well, I have, but once. Once I've done this, I've got to go on, just sit in the sofa and I've got to do some more work on my iPad for this deadline. But at least I can work on my iPad. Okay, it's gone really translucent, so I need to scoop a good chunk out. Let's put it in here. Got a jar of clean water because the other water is practically purple. I'm using the Himi palette. I don't know if any of you know what they are. I did a review on it a little while ago now. It's a really nice palette. It should dry a little bit more opaque. Yeah, I do think so much is not missed, that's not the word, but I just think when you get to secondary school, I think there's such a better understanding. But I mean, we're really lucky, and our send is fantastic. I cannot fault her for the amount of help she's given us. I think I'm going to leave him there because I think I'm just fiddling now for the sake of being annoyed that it doesn't look the way I want it to. But I quite like it. Don't know. Jury's out. I tell you what, I'll do what I normally do and I'll come back and have a look tomorrow. And I normally tend to feel a bit better about it then. It's always good to have a walk away. There we go. One Mr. Cutie Pie Owl. I'll have to photograph him tomorrow and get him in the shop when I can't put the lid on now. I'll to show you the Hemi palette quickly. Come on. Any reason why the lid won't go on all of a sudden? Oh, bless you, Georgina. Thank you. Let's see if I can bring you up a bit. He certainly looks better from a distance. No, he's all right. He's all right. He's sort of roughly what I had in my head. Roughly what I had in my head. See, look how little I put in there and look how little I've used. The only annoying thing is I can't put it back in that pot. So I'm going to leave it there and maybe do some backing papers with it tomorrow just so they don't get wasted. At least they get a use then. Right. I am going to take my rear end to the sofa and sit and feel sorry for myself for the rest of the evening while I try and think of some more designs for this deadline. But thank you for watching and listening to me yabber on, because it means a lot to have my friendly family there. But no, he came out alright actually. I don't mind him at all. He's a bit more vibrant than he's showing through the camera, but actually I'm quite happy. Just makes a change. Anyway, have a good morning, afternoon, evening, whichever it may be when you're watching this, if you're not watching it live. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video, which will be Friday, and it'll be a scrawler box. Yeah, it's another unboxing, sorry about that, but yeah, it is what it is. See you later guys, bye.